Shalom. Kahal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Ba'Shem Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us His truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers I push in the word in truth and in sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with a World War III daily update. And I have to say that I'm very happy that somebody put a thumbs down in yesterday's simple and easy update, which emboldens me to make you even more mad. See, it had to be a goddamn Idumean to put a thumbs down, right? And it was probably because I said that the children of Israel are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's just the truth. So now we got to go into it. Why is World War III being waged? Because God, whose name is Yahweh, is pushing that thing. What is he doing? He's doing exactly what he did to Pharaoh. What did God do to Pharaoh? Well, he took him to war. Did he not? All right. And he used his servant Moses to speak on his behalf. This is what God is doing with World War III. What you see right here is God setting up an ambush. All right. Here you have the chariot of God, right? And the chariots are involved in World War III, just like the war with Pharaoh and the Egyptians. It's exactly the same thing. Now, what you see here, right here, this is called the strike zone of what? Of an ambush. God, whose name is Yahweh, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, is setting up an ambush for all the armies of the world. Okay? Because this guy here, Moses, this is his army, God's army, the chariots of Israel, who have never lost any war, and they can't be defeated. All right? And I know you hate the truth, because these people, the Israelites, are going to rule in the kingdom of heaven, ruled by the one you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahushua, and his people, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and the speckled bird. All right? And you can hate all you want to, put all your thumbs down, but here's what's going on. An ambush. Okay? What did Moses do? He led the children of Israel through this Red Sea, or whatever you want to call it. All right? And what did he do? He made Pharaoh. He hardened Pharaoh's heart, which is his mind. He made him go in there after them. First, Pharaoh said, you guys get the hell out of Egypt, right? And they got out into the desert, and then the Most High hardened Pharaoh's heart, controlled his mind, and said, go get him. And they ran straight after him, went right into the strike zone, and what happened? The ambush. All right? And this, right, plays an important part in the ambush. Okay? That's what World War III is about. Let's take a look. Joel 3. For behold, start at 1. For behold, in those days, and in that time, in what days? In these days, these last days, and in what time? In this time, when I, who is I, that's Yahweh, the one you call God, shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. What does this mean? I'm going to take my people out of the slavery that they're still in America, right? Well, what do you mean slavery that we were still in? Let's take a look. This slavery, okay? This slavery. You understand? You see that yoke of iron? All right? Who did this happen to? Did this happen to Africans? No. It happened to the children of Israel, the true children of Israel, the Israelites. All right? There they are. This is the Israelites. These are not Africans. These are the children of Israel. All right? And God is going to take them out. They're not slaves anymore. Yes, we are. All right? Until God delivers us from our slavery, we're still in it. Right? According to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All right? We're still in it. Okay? What happened here? What is this? This is what you're mad at. Put your damn thumbs down all you want to. You're not going to change what God is about to do. Why is he bringing World War III? Well, let's read the scriptures and find out. But first, we have to understand what all of this is about. These are God's people, right? What did you do to God's people, right? The Israelites, what did you do? Well, let's find out, all right? To bring again the captivity means I'm going to take you out of the captivity, all right? Out of the slavery. I will also gather all nations, that means the armies of those nations, and bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, okay? The Most High's judgment, and will plead judgment, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, and parted my land. What is his land? Israel. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this in the NLT. I will gather the armies of the world into the Middle East, the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is in the Middle East, okay? There will I judge them, for what? For harming my people. All the armies of the world, I'm going to gather them, just like right here, what he did to Pharaoh in Egypt. I'm going to gather them together. There will I judge them for harming my people, my special possession, for scattering my people among the nations, and for dividing up my land. Wait a minute. These are his people. All right? This is what you're mad at. You're mad at the truth, and we got this truth. All right? Let's go a little further into this. All right? There will I judge them for harming my people, my special possession, for scattering my people among the nations, for dividing up my land. They threw dice to decide which of my people would be their slaves. What? Wait a minute. Slaves. Here's what you're mad at. We know the story. We know who we are. To be sold. Negroes. Negroes are the children of Israel. The North American Indian are the children of Israel. What did you do to them? Wait a minute. What happened here in good old America? Here's what you're mad at. You got to deal with your past. Your past is your future. What did you do to God's chosen people? Here's what you did. What did God say? He said, there will I judge them for harming my people. What? What did you do? What is this? What did you do? There will I judge them in order to put all nations in subjection. The first thing you do is you take down their military. I will gather the armies of the world into the strike zone. into an ambush, and I'm going to take you all out. There will I judge them for harming my people, for scattering my people among the nations, and for dividing up my land. They threw dice to decide which of my people would be their slaves. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's coming right out of the Bible here. This is what you're mad at. And guess what? This is going to happen to you. What you did is coming back on your head. Oh, it was the Africans sold you. Yes, the Africans gathered up the Israelites that were in their land and sold them to who? To the Grecians, to the Greeks. Okay? They traded boys to obtain prostitutes and sold girls for enough wine to get drunk. All right? You have, let's jump down here. You have sold the people of Judah and Jerusalem to the Greeks. Who? Who did that? Tyre, African, Sidon, Africans. The Africans gathered up the Israelites, right? The Philistines, all right? And you gathered them up out of Africa, because we ran down in there in 70 AD. You have sold the people of Judah. Who was sold? Sold the people of Judah. Okay? You could try, you get mad all you want. Just get ready for yours. And Jerusalem. Who's Jerusalem? There's Jerusalem. There's Judah, the southern kingdom. Here's Jerusalem, the northern kingdom. The Latinos and the Native Americans. All right? We know what these scriptures say. Get mad all you want. So that they can take them far from their homeland. Right? What does that go back to? Scattering my people among the nations. You have sold the people of Judah and Jerusalem to the Greeks. Who are the Greeks? There's the Greeks. There's the Greeks. Okay? There's the Greeks. There's the Greeks. Look at the Greeks. There's the Greeks. There's the Romans. Okay? There's the Idumeans. Why is World War III? I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I judge them. Let's look at that a little closer. Well, first let's get to this. But I will bring them back from all the places which you sold them. America, all right, Jamaica, Haiti, everywhere, every nation. And I will pay you back for everything you have done. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is why you're mad. Put your goddamn thumbs down if you want to. I will sell your sons and daughters to the people of Judah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's called payback. And they will sell them to the people of Arabia, right? The Arabs, a nation far away. I, the Lord, have spoken. I, Yahweh, have spoken. Say to the nations far and wide, get ready for war. Call out your best warriors. Let all your fighting men advance for the attack, right? He's gathering them all together into the strike zone. Oh, uh-oh. Getting ahead of ourselves there. Right here. What's this? What's that? Well, that was there during this time. This was fighting for them. These are called the chariots of Israel, fighting for God's chosen people. They led Pharaoh's army because there was a war going on between God and the Egyptians. The Egyptians got led into the strike zone of an ambush and got that ass mopped. Okay? All right? This is what's going on. What is God doing? I will gather the armies of the world into the strike zone of an ambush. There will I judge them. Let's look at this. Okay? There will I put them on trial for what they did to my inheritance, my people. Is what did they do? They did this. They did this. They did this. Who did it? The Africans, the Greeks, and the Arabs in the transatlantic slave trade. What did they do? What did they do to God's people? There will I put them on trial for what they did to my, look at this. She's happy. Oh yeah. Got us a nigger, daddy. Look at that. These people are happy about a picnic. Okay? Look at this. See that? What did they do? Because they have scattered my people among the nations and divided them. I will gather the armies of the world into the, there will I judge them for harming my people. And I will enter into judgment with them there on behalf of my people. Enter into judgment and will plead the case with them there. Where? In the valley of Yahweh, God's judgment. What is he going to do? He pleaded with Pharaoh right here and his army. All right? Means he's going to take them down. Enter into judgment. Plead. He's going to judge them. Execute. I will execute judgment upon them. What does that word mean? Well, basically, what you did will be done to you. What you did will be done to you. That's the reason for World War III. That's the reason for your little thumbs down. Because here's what God is going to do according to the Bible. We're not making this up. We're just reading the Bible with understanding. All right? I will bring charges against those nations. Why? For what they did. I will bring charges against those nations. Plead. There will I judge them for all they have done to my people. See, this is what you're scared of, bitches. This is what you bitches are scared of. I will set out my case against them. Hey, it's judgment. You're in the court now, devil. I will set out my case against them there on behalf of my people, my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, apportioning my land among them. So whoever's in that land right now, calling themselves us, right? You're not us, okay? You're Idumeans. You're Arabs. You're the sons of Ishmael. You're the sons of Esau. You're in our land. You divided. Who's there? You got people there calling themselves Philistines or Palestinians. The Palestinians are Hamites, African people. The people that are there calling themselves that right now are Arabs. You're the sons of Ishmael. So we know what the hell is going on. So put your goddamn thumbs down because the truth is coming out. All right? Enter into judgment. See, your judgment is here. That's what this war means. All right? Now, let's get to the good part because we know what's going on. All right? Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare World War III. Why? Because we setting that ambush for that ass. The Most High is setting that ambush. Well, what is this? What does this have to do with it? Beat your plowshares, Salakia, into pruning hooks, and beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come, all you heathen, all you other nations other than Israel, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Well, what does that mean? That means that once you're all in the strike zone, right, which is the Middle East, right, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, then the angels are going to come out of the fourth dimension and lay you bare, just like what happened here. Okay? Then the angels are going to come out of the fourth dimension and lay down all the armies of the world. This is why World War III is jumping off. Because God is setting up an ambush, right? Well, let's go further into it. This is Revelation 12. And there was a war in heaven. Well, let's look at it. There's the war in heaven. It's not heaven. That's not heaven. You can't say that. There was a war in heaven. This represents Michael and his angel. Michael the archangel. These are the angels. These are the angels. Are these things not called the blue angels? And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his blue angels. And here's a picture of it. And here's a picture of it. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his blue angels. And who won? And prevailed not. Who prevailed not? The dragon and his blue angels got their asses kicked in an ambush. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. They got shot out of the sky. Revelation 12 and 7, NIV. Then a war broke out in heaven. NLT. Then there was war in heaven. English Standard. Now war arose in heaven. World English Bible. There was war in the sky. New Heart English Bible. There was war in the sky. Michael and his angels made war on the serpent, that snake, you red devil, who did this, who did this. Okay? You got to pay for that. All right? That's what's being said. That's why you're going to war. First of all, you're going to war with other Idumeans right now. Okay? And we know that we're the target. We know that you're coming after us. We know. Why? Because the Bible told me so. This is Michael and his angel. This is the serpent and his blue angel. Okay? War in the sky. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a closer look, if you will. Just to prove that it's
that don't know
it's going on.
True.
All right. Oh, you don't know what's up. Okay, I'm making this shit up. Huh? You gotta do me into through.
I'm becoming
a lot in that. That's us, the knights. What does that mean? What do the dark ages mean? You damn I do me into through. Pentagon just declassified 3 chariots of Israel, angels, video taken by what? The Blue Angels. Let's watch this in real time.
There's a whole fleet of them.
There's a whole fleet of them. Of what? Of angels.
Come here, say.
Here you have the crosshairs of Satan, the serpent's ship, and here you have the chariot of Israel. So I'm making this up, right? No. You're being gathered into the strike zone, and here's what's going to happen. Okay?
My God.
My God, Yahweh. And he's not your God. He's the God of Israel. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Esau. He's the God of the Israelites. These are the chariots of Israel. So put your thumbs down, bitch.
They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
And when he turned his countenance to look,
They won't think, dude.
It's rotating. Those are the angels. It's not a mysterious flying object. All right? They're the chariots of Israel, the angels, God's army that are going to enter into World War III. Okay? And there was a war in the sky. Michael and his angels made war on the serpent. The serpent and his angels made war. Okay? And got their asses kicked. All right? So get ready for slavery. It's coming. All right? And the great dragon won. Let's count them. The great dragon was cast out. That old serpent meaning the one in the garden. 2, called 3, the devil. And 4, Satan, our adversary, the so-called white man. There, I said it. Which deceiveth the whole world. You're not the Israelites. He's still out there lying. We're the Jews. No, you're not. This is what happened to the Jews. Okay? The real Holocaust. Which one fit the curse? Look at this. Look at this. Say what you want to. Say what the hell you want to. All right? She'll be coming around the mountain. Swing low. Is an African American? No. We're the Israelites. Song, right? Where were we singing this? Out in the damn cotton field. All right? We were singing that in the cotton field. Why? Because we're the Israelites. Specifically, the text refers to the Old Testament account of the prophet Elijah. Okay? Elijah is an Israelite, a son of God. All right? Ascent into heaven by a what? Chariot. The chariots go all the way back to the beginning. All right? In the beginning, right, the gods were hovering over the deep. All right? Check the record. She'll be coming. She'll be coming. Background of She'll Be Coming. The original song was published in Old Plantation. Oh, what? Who was on the plantation? Old Plantation Hymns in 1899. It ostensibly refers to the second coming of Hamashiach. All right? With the she referring to the chariot that the returning Christ is depicted as driving. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, you didn't know? Somebody knows. So let's find out what happens when this happens. Let's go back. Let's find out. See, this is your World War III update right here. Let you know what is going on and what is about to happen. You done made me mad up in here. Okay. Back to this. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. Who is that? I will gather all the armies of all the nations. Assemble yourselves, all you heathen, and come, gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come out of the fourth dimension and light your ass up. Okay? All right? So you're going to be fighting each other in World War III. Then out of the fourth dimension come the chariots, right? And the one that you ignorantly call Jesus, who is against you. He's for his people. All right? And you're going to try to fight against him. All you other nations. Idumeans, the so-called white men. All right? Africans, Hamites, and Ishmaelites, the Arabs. You're all going to try to fight against the one that you call Jesus, who is an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. So-called black man. Right? That's what you're going to do. Well, it has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with the children of Israel. You can say what you want to. Oh, the race card. The one you call God, whose name is Yahweh, is pulling the race card. You're going to try to fight against Yahweh Shai. Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven opened, out of the fourth dimension, and behold, a white horse. There it is. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. Who's that? And in righteousness doth he judge. There's that judgment. There will I judge them. Where? In the valley of Jehoshaphat. I set that ambush up. And in righteousness he doth judge and what? Make war. This is what your sweet Jesus is coming back to do. Okay? And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word. We know the Word of God is. And the armies which were in heaven, the angels, followed him upon white horses. Okay? Clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Pure, right? Jump down to 19. And I saw the beast, right? NATO and the EU, and the kings of the earth, Vladimir Putin, Trudeau, Justin Trudeau, right? The Queen of England, whatever, right? Joe Biden, sleepy Joe Biden, and their armies. All the nations, all the heathen, the kings of all the nations, and their armies. What were they? Gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse. Well, who was sitting on the horse? The one you ignorantly called Jesus. Okay? He was in one of these. Right? Remember, she'll be coming around the mountain to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. Against his army. All right? Well, here's what's going on. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together. Where? In the strike zone. They were gathered together in the strike zone of what? An ambush. Why is World War III jumping off and nobody can stop Vladimir from doing what he's doing? Because God is hardening his heart. And nobody can stop it. Proverbs 21:1. The king, Vladimir, the king's heart, his mind, is in the hand of the Lord. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua. As rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. He hardeneth it. Okay? Vladimir, his mind, this word heart is the Hebrew word lob, which means your mind. The king's mind, let's look into this. In the Lord's hand, the king's heart, the king's heart, the king's heart. I think it's going to say heart all the way down. Oh, good news. I got some good news here. The Lord controls the mind of the king as easily as he directs the course of a stream. His what? His mind. Vladimir is doing exactly what the Most High got him to do. What is he doing? He's starting World War III. Why? Because got to get him into the strike zone. What's going on in Syria over there? What's going on in Syria? Well, Vladimir is directing the war down there, is he not? And who's over there fighting proxy? Well, Vladimir is fighting against who? Israel, or the Israelis for that matter. Let's go back to Joel here. Where are they being gathered together? I will gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat, into the Middle East. Right? What is Iran doing? Why don't they want Iran to get a bomb? Where's that happening? Where's that activity happening? In the valley of Yehoshaphat. Why? There will I enter into judgment with them concerning my people. You understand? Here's what's going on. All right? They're being led into an ambush. Let's get to it. She'll be coming around the mountains. All right. 2 Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man, who is that man? Waxed strong. How did he wax strong? Like this. He waxed strong. Where's the big picture? He waxed strong, that man, with the thousands of heaven. With the thousands of heaven, the angels. So that man, the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, and when he turned his countenance to look, it's rotating. All things that were seen under him, so like all things trembled that were seen under him, because he was in one of these. He was up there. What was seen under him? Everybody was trembling. Okay? And whensoever the voice, what's the voice? It's that laser. Went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, that laser, burned that ass up, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the concentrated fire, which is a laser. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together. Huh? I will gather the nations. I will gather the armies of the world, gather together. And lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the men that came out of the sea. They're going to try to fight against the angels. These dumb shits are going to try to fight against the angels, right? These dumb shits. And let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, you mad. Put your fucking thumbs down. All right? And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the men that came out of. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. It's an ambush. But I beheld, and lo, he, who's he? That man that waxed strong, right? Look at this strength. My gosh, right? But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great, she'll be coming around the mountain. What's that mountain? She'll be coming around the mountain. And flew up upon it. What's the mountain? She'll be, let's go back. Let me refresh your memory, dumbass. The original song was published in Old Plantation. Who was out there singing? The children of Israel. It ostensibly refers to the second coming of Christ, with the she referring to the chariot that the returning Christ is depicted as driving. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid. Yeah, he bitches are but and yet there's fight. Yep, because your heart is going to be, your mind is going to be hardened. And just like Pharaoh, when he got his ass whooped, you're going to run right up in there into the strike zone, and let's see what's going to happen. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude, you violent men, you armies of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, wait, that voice, right? That voice that be burning a motherfucker's ass up. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been, a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath. and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with a violence upon the multitude which was gathered together and prepared to fight, and burned that ass up, every one. And burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. The end of World War III. Guess what? The ambush worked, just like it did in ancient Egypt. World War III over. Get it? Get it? There's your why. There's your how. There's the story written in script. It was written from the beginning. The end was written from the beginning. All right, now, do you want to see what's going on in World War III? Let's take a look. Here's your update. And I'd love to see more thumbs down. All right, and you should know better by now. World War III is jumping off in your face. You just don't know why. And you're scared, bitches. No, what you should be scared of is what's going to happen after that. Your ass is going head first into slavery. Boy, how about that? How about that? All right, we're going here first. Military and Foreign Affairs Network, the voice of reason. See, you see these Tigray. These are Africans. Okay, those are our enemies. These are the guys that rounded us up because we were down there in their land, sojourning, right, seeking refuge from the devil who ran us up out of Israel. All right. Well, their day is coming too. God is going to get them for what they did too. He's going to get the Arabs, right? But right now, who's controlling them? Russia, all right? So this is 1 hour ago. Russian invasion overview. Russian war goal. This was yesterday. Usually this guy, he breaks down the headlines that are in the news. Let's see if he does it right now.
This incredible product.
After this commercial. Yeah, you will be cleaning them toilets.
Dirty.
Get ready for that slave.
Good day, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, February 23rd, 2022, we continue our coverage of the ongoing crisis between Russia and Ukraine. As we speak, it would appear that Ukraine has come under a major cyber attack, quite possibly from the Russian Federation. And as we know, that is usually a sign that, in fact, a further military operation could be very, very soon forthcoming by the Russian Federation against Ukraine.
Now, what I was watching on a different video, this guy was saying that the money that Obama gave to Iran, left all of that money there for the operations that they were doing with the United States, and it probably goes into child trafficking, the real high up demonic witchcraft type shit that they're doing, child trafficking, drinking adrenochrome and all of that. That was going on. Somehow Iran was running cover. So after that, they took that out of Iran, and then they moved it up to the Ukraine in this area. And so when you see what is about to happen here, right? Lights out and burnings and stuff. this guy was equating what's about to happen here to what happened in Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City bombing, right? What they were doing is they were destroying all the records of what happened in Mena, Arkansas with the Clintons and all of the dirt that had to do with the drugs and stuff. What you do when they're about to investigate and find out what kind of actions you were actually doing, that demonic shit that you were doing, they burn. They have to produce a burn and burn up all the evidence. That's what happened in Oklahoma City. That's what happened 9/11. Okay, the Pentagon was struck too. Okay, well there was what was it? $3 trillion was missing, right? Black budgets and da 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 da. And what happened at the Pentagon? The Pentagon, they sent a cruise missile in there and destroyed the exact place where all of the evidence and all of the papers that were about to be scrutinized, right? They destroyed it. This is a common theme. Okay, so right now, what's going on here? What was uh, Hunter Biden doing in the Ukraine? What are the Bidens? What is their business in the Ukraine? Okay, well, what's going on right now is, well, they're burning papers and they're burning, right? They're getting rid of the evidence of what? Evidence of what? What's really going on? What is this all about, really? Okay, well, they got to hide what they're doing at the very top. All right, and this guy is going into the war aspect of it.
We've also heard that there continues to be news reports coming in today, at least from two different media outlets, one in the United States, one in Israel, that believes an attack by the Russian Federation on Ukraine would occur within the next 48 hours.
Okay, so what that means is they got to destroy the evidence. Is it going to be Russia that does it? No. It's going to be who he just said, right? What did he just say? Who's the culprit? Who is going to launch the missiles? It's not going to be Russia. They're going to blame it on Russia.
Two different media outlets, one in the United States, one in Israel.
Boom. All right.
That believes an attack by the Russian Federation on Ukraine would occur within the next 48 hours.
What the hell? Is the Americans doing? Trying to protect somebody else's land. What has Israel got to do with what was once part of the Soviet Union? What are they doing? What are you doing running up on Vladimir like that? Okay? This is white on white crime. All right? Well, what is it? Okay? What's going on? All right, so anyway, here's where we are. All of this is about World War III. What is World War III about? It's about an ambush being set up. Okay? These people are fighting over who's going to lead the new world order that's not coming to fruition. Okay? How do we know that? Because the kingdom of heaven, right, is about to be installed by who? God, whose name is Yahweh. He's going to install his son, Yahushua, to rule over the earth. And who's going to be the co-rulers with him? The children of Israel. The so-called blacks, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans that were slaughtered, that were put into slavery, and all of that. What does it mean? The last shall be first, and the first shall be. Who's first right now? Well, white on white crime is first right now. Okay, so you're going to be last, meaning slaves in the kingdom. And who's going to be first? Let's see what the Bible says. Let's look at the kingdom of heaven in the Bible. Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob. Who's Jacob? So-called blacks. That would be Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay. The so-called African Americans, the Jamaicans and the Haitians. All right. And will yet choose Israel. Who is Israel? Israel is Jacob. Okay. The Native Americans, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called black. And will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. What land? The land that somebody is over there claiming as their own, fighting over it. It doesn't even belong to you. And the stranger shall be joined with them. Those are the Israelite foreigners. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people, what people? The Israelites shall take them, take who? The other nations, and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall do what? Possess them. What does it mean to possess them? You're our property. The Israelites shall possess the other nations in the land of the Lord, Israel, for servants and handmaids. Let me help you with that. For slaves. Slave men, slave women. And they shall take them, take who? Take them captives, right? We're in captivity right now. We shall take them captives, whose captives we were. Wait a minute. We're going to take them captives, whose captives we were. They shall take them captives, whose captives we were in the kingdom of heaven. And they, who's they? Israelites, shall rule the kingdom of heaven over their oppressors. Who oppressed us? Who's oppressing us to this day? Who's shooting us in the back when they pull us over and put us in handcuffs? Our oppressors. Our oppressors. Our oppressors. Let's read that again. Here's what you're mad at. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. That's called slaves. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, who had us in captivity. Well, let's see what the picture says. What does the picture say? Who had us in captivity? That would be the Africans. That would be the so-called white men. And that would be the so-called Arabs. And every other nation outside of Israel. That's just what it is. You could be mad all you want. Be mad at the Most High, Yahweh. All right? And they shall rule over their oppressors. Who's oppressing us to this day? And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. You see how it comes together? See how it comes together here? The hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Okay? So you could get mad all you want to, because here's what's gonna happen. An ambush is gonna happen. And that's what World War III is all about. what you're talking about. Oh, you're using foul language. Fornicate under the consent of the king. That's what that acronym means. Bitch is a female dog. You want to get that in the scriptures? Shall we get it? Let's get it. You bitches. Let's get it. What is it? Sirach 25 and 26. Where is it? GNT 25, 26. Is it 26, 25? Let's see. About 26, 25. Doesn't work. I know this is going somewhere else. Where is it? I'm getting away from it here. Slovakia. I want the GNT though. Let's go here. Got all of them? Right here. 25. Where is it? You hiding it? You're hiding it, huh? This is the Bible. A self-willed woman is a female dog, but a woman with a sense of decency honors the Lord. All right, so we could do this all day. All right? We can do this. We can do this now. Acts 13 and 1. Now there was in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, and you know that Jesus was a prophet and a teacher, as Barnabas and Simeon that was called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manaen, right? And Saul. Who's Saul? Then Saul, who was also called the Apostle Paul, was a Niger too. Oh, Saul was a Niger. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see. Niger in the Strong's Concordance. Nigger. What does it mean? A Christian. Old nigger. Bunch of niggers. A definition of nigger. A Christian. Definition. A Christian. What does nigger mean? No, that's knee-jerk. Knee-jerk. No, it's nigger. Nigger. Where is it at in the blue letter? Yeah, we went all the way off now. What made you mad? Oh, it was the thumbs down. Let's get it in the blue letter. Let's let the devil say it. Let's see. Where is it at? Oh. Blue letter. Let's go to the Strong's Concordance. Concordance. What is this? Niger. Niger.
Strong's G 3526. Niger. Niger.
What does it mean? A Christian. What's up out there, all my Christians? My Christian. What's up, my Christian? What's up with it? Ain't no Niger. Ain't no Niger. No Nigerian. All right, let's get the precept. I'm gonna get the precept on it. Let's get it. Right here. Acts 11 and 26. And when he had found him, he had brought him unto Antioch. What is this? King James. Same word, huh? Antioch. Let's start here at 25. Then departed, Barnabas to Tarsus for to seek that nigger Paul, Apostle Paul, that nigger. And when he had found him, he had brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people, teachers. And the disciples were called niggers. Oh, sorry. And the disciples were called Can't you see that man as a nit? The disciples were called niggers first I guess that word is synonymous. What does synonymous mean? Okay. Can't you see that man as a nit in Antioch? All right. Go back. Now, there was a church that was in Antioch, certain prophets and teachers, and we know Jesus was a prophet and a teacher. As Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger. And Saul was also called that nigger Paul. My nigga. My nigga. My, nigga. Look at you now. But the bear was bigger, so he ran like a Niger up a tree. All right? So, back to the ambush. This is what World War III is all about. All right, so there's your World War III daily update. Put your thumbs down. Let's see how many we can get. See you tomorrow. We hope that the elect were edified, and with that, shalom.